My name is Elizabeth Cipollone, and I am the MST manager here at Juvenile Court. MST stands for Multisystemic Therapy, so it's our therapy team housed here at the court. So multisystemic therapy is an evidence-based treatment model targeted at working with at-risk youth and youth that engage in externalizing or delinquent behaviors. So our treatment program model wraps around primarily the caregiver, working with the caregiver to empower them to manage the youth's behavior more successfully in hopes of reducing their externalizing behaviors, improving functioning, and keeping them at home. So our primary goal for families that are able to access our service is to really be able to reduce the delinquent and antisocial behaviors that the youth is displaying and improving their overall functioning in relationships with people not only at home, but also within their school and the community, and decreasing their involvement in the various systems that might currently be involved, including juvenile court or the child welfare system. We're wanting to keep kids at home with their caregivers and being able to be more successful. So at MST, we primarily work with the caregivers because we know that the caregivers in any youth's life are the key to long-lasting and sustainable change. So we do a lot of work trying to figure out what is really driving some of the behaviors that the youth is displaying, and we work closely with the family to develop plans and interventions to run within the home that are impacting those behaviors. We also are working a lot with the kids on not only being successful in school, but also trying to get them involved in pro-social activities, whether that is a mentoring program or even a job, just knowing that when their time is more effectively spent doing positive things, that some of the antisocial and delinquent behaviors are decreasing. So MST is an intensive home-based program. So we work with each of our families for around 3 hours a week, which is usually 2 to 3 appointments a week. And those appointments can differ. We spend at least 1 appointment a week, if not 2, working primarily with the caregiver. And then we also make sure we have some family sessions where the caregiver and the youth are present. And then as part of MST, because we are working within all the systems, we will attend things like school meetings, psychiatry appointments, any type of court date or team meeting, just so we can provide that wraparound support for families. And the other nice thing about our service is we are flexible. So not only are we going into their homes for the meetings, we're also flexible with scheduling with the families. So scheduling around their work appointments and anything else the family has. So my therapists work really hard to accommodate each of their family's schedule. The Juvenile Court was actually one of the first MST teams. They've been utilizing MST since 1996. So I think the number one goal the court is looking to accomplish is just overall reducing recidivism and crime within the juvenile population, but also wanting to keep kids at home in their communities, being able to be safe and successful while they're at home, and then also really empowering caregivers to be able to take back that authority in their home and be able to handle their youth's behaviors more effectively at home. So when you're really thinking of a traditional therapy, it's a lot of one-on-one work with kids or maybe with adults. I think the thing that sets MST apart is that we're working primarily with the caregivers because we know that empowering the caregivers is the key to making long-lasting and sustainable change for kids. But we're also very flexible with our schedules. We're meeting families where they're at, physically, because we're going to their homes or in the community to provide all of our services. But also there is a high level of responsibility on the therapist to be able to work with families, to engage them. We're not giving up on families. We're doing whatever it takes to get them to where they need to be. And I think that's just very different than a lot of traditional forms of therapy.